Hey there, Sharon Horton. Cheers, like my second granddaughter would say. Welcome to day 1848 of What's She Up To Now, documenting the journey on this fine Valentine's Day as I originally transitioned from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business, and way back in 2017 now. 2016, following my divorce, it's like, okay, what am I going to do now? We had divested ourselves of all of our mutual assets and joint business ventures, and gave me an opportunity to step back and say, what have I always been curious about? What have I always been interested in? And of course, the internet popped into my head because I grew up before there was an internet, obviously. So today, what are we talking about? I create 2 pieces of content every day, usually live video, because that works best for me. I'm visually impaired, I'm legally blind, and so I have to find ways to show up in the world that work for me, just like each and every one of us. All of us have strengths and opportunity areas or weaknesses, and we need to build on our strengths and minimize our weaknesses and do what we can do with what we've got right now. And so that's what I do. So today I created 2 pieces of content every day. We're doing an annual challenge this year called the Get Your Goals Annual Challenge, and today's topic was to embrace love. And I talked about the 5 love languages. Gary Chapman in 1992 released a book about the 5 love languages, and since then it's been a huge personal development and relationship movement for people to identify their preferred way of giving and receiving love. And they are the 5, just so we can cover them quickly, are words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, acts of service, and receiving of gifts. And those are his broad strokes of categorizing people, just like when we separate people as visual, kinesthetic, or auditory. We do these things to try to understand people better. It's why we have the whole, DISC analysis and Myers-Briggs personality test, so we can try to group people and categorize and better understand not only them, but ourselves as well. All of us, according to Gary Chapman, have a preferred love language style. Now, I'm going to think about what mine is, because I used to be a visual person, and that's a challenge for me because I'm visually impaired. So how do I still be me when I can't see things clearly or very well these days? It's an age-old question. What way do I choose best to give and receive love? I want to say acts of service is my current one, but it seems like it's changed over time depending on what area or stage of my life I'm in. So I did share for Supersize Your Business. I usually share an idiom every day. I've been doing that, since I was getting ready to move a few years ago, and it kind of just stuck with me as a way to do a little research, think about what things mean, because I'm always reminding myself to be aware of what things mean to me, and remember that because what they mean to me isn't necessarily what they mean to you or the other person I might be interacting with or wanting to interact with. So I shared the top 10 Valentine's Day idioms and then the history of Valentine's Day, because it's interesting, right? The history of Valentine's Day has nothing to do with love and romance. It has to do with Christian martyrs, both named Valentine, that were killed by the Emperor Claudius II at that time. Not on this, both on February 14th, according to legend, but at different times, different years, but during his reign, he killed 2 gentlemen by the name of Valentine, and they were Christians. So the Pope in 496 AD, I think his name was Gelasius or something, decided that it would be a day that we would celebrate and have feasts in honor of the Valentines. And then later on, through the years, and especially in the 20th century, thank you, Hallmark, and Hallmark gifts and cards for really providing a lot of emphasis on the holiday and making it a holiday that many of people celebrate with respect to love and romance. But I shared the top 10 idioms about Valentine's Day because, and I didn't go into the depth or meaning of them because I've already covered all of them before, and sometimes I don't want to cover them again. I like to do an idiom one time. There are some that I cover based on the topic of the annual challenge. I started that last year to make my life simpler. It's like, okay, the topic of the annual challenge is this. Is there an idiom that has something to do with that topic? Because then I get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I learn more about the idiom, more about the topic I'm talking about, as well as am able to share that and bring some of that into growing and building and supersizing our business. Growing and building and supersizing our business is all about having goals and wanting, but first defining what is big and supersizing and growing to you, and then how are you going to go about getting it? Well, it takes you becoming a better version of yourself than you are when you started in order for your business to grow and supersize. So shared that. I guess that's all I've got today. Brand new grandbaby came home last night. So lots of crazy funness. It's really fun to see her and her 2-year-old sister and how much, because she's almost a pound bigger than her sister was when she came home, how big a difference there is and how much they changed in such an infinitesimally short period of time. I think that's what we have to remind ourselves today and every day, but especially on Valentine's Day, to embrace the love and the good things in our world and in our life, and focus on those so that we get more of them. My daughter was reminding me to phrase things in the positive with my granddaughter, which I want to kick myself because I'm like, I should automatically be doing that. There's so much negativity in the world. We should always be focusing on what we want and how we want them to behave. So I appreciate that she is able to remind me of things that I can learn and grow from her every day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, have a fabulous day. I am going to make it a love day and a family day because I love being a grandma. Have a great day, and I'll be with you tomorrow.